Hi everybody, my name is Angie. Welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be making a little Boxy bag. So this is a super quick scrap buster. It just is very minimal supplies that you need. I'll go over those, everything that you need in a second. But for the hardware, zipper, and I chose to use a key ring and a little swivel hook. But honestly, you could make it without any of those and just use the zipper and that's it. But super quick scrap buster. Here you go, cute little boxy pouch. So let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, so what I am using today is just a couple pieces of fabric. So I have these cut to 3.5 inches tall by 5 inches wide. So I have 2 for the exterior, and then I interfaced both of those with SF101, but any kind of medium lightweight interfacing will do. And then 2 pieces of lining fabric cut to the same measurements. And then I have 2 pulls that we'll put on the ends of these, that you can like grab them to, zip the bag closed. And I have these cut to 2 inches square. And then I just have a little key ring with a, swivel hook on it, on the end of it. And that way you can clip it to your key ring or, whatever you want to do. Just makes things a little bit easier. And a zipper. So that is all we need. So to start out with, I am going to go ahead and take my exterior piece. I think I determined there isn't really a direction to this. I don't know, whichever way you think looks nice on top. We're going to go ahead and put that on the right side of the zipper. So that the right side of the fabric is on the right side of the zipper teeth. And put that on there like that. And then I'm going to flip it over and put the lining piece down, aligning the edges here. And throw in some more clips on there. Once I have those clips on, then I will move the original clips that I have. There we go. So that makes it so that everything is all lined up nicely. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sew as close to the teeth as I can get on that. Alright, so I have that stitched on, so I'm just going to go ahead and press it back with my fingers. And we'll top stitch it in another step, but for now, I like to try and do all my top stitching at one time if I can. And this fabric is thin enough that it should stay out of my way, so. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take our other exterior piece and lay that right side down so that right sides are together, aligning the edges over on the sides here, and then aligning the top with the zipper. And then again, we'll go ahead and just throw some clips on there to hold it in place, flip it over. Lay our lining piece down. There we go. And now we can go ahead and sew that side. Okay, so now we can go ahead and again fold that back. Same with this side. Fold that back. And we can take it over to the iron and give it a press to, help it sit a little nicer if it isn't sitting on its own.
right, so we got that pressed with the iron, so now we'll just go ahead and top stitch down either side. And in a lot of other videos, I typically don't top stitch through the lining, but in this case I am going to top stitch through the lining. So now what we're gonna do is open up our zipper. It's just easier to do it at this step, but open up our zipper, and then we're gonna go ahead and align the bottom part of the lining, or I'm sorry, of the exterior. We're gonna align that and clip, and then same with the lining. Oops. We're just gonna go ahead and line that up and clip. But we are going to want to leave an opening in the lining. So what we're going to do is just sew maybe like an inch or two over on this side and an inch or two over on this side, and leave a gap in the middle so that we can turn the whole thing through. The exterior part, we're going to go ahead and just sew the entire thing, and I am using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So might be hard to tell, but I left a gap probably about that wide there. So I didn't sew there. So we still have the sides open there. So now we need to work on that part of it. All right, so we're gonna set this aside for just a second while we work on the little tabs. So what we need to do, you can do this at the iron, but we're gonna take this, both of the pieces, and fold them in half so that we can find the center mark. And then fold each of the pieces in half, just like that. And we'll go ahead and give that a press with the iron, and we'll do that on both pieces. All right, so I went ahead and pressed it with the center, or pressed it in towards the center, and then I also went ahead and just top stitched on either side of them. So one of them, I'm just gonna go ahead and fold in half and pop a clip on it. The other one, I'm gonna go ahead and slide into my key ring, and I'm gonna make sure that I am folding it so that the raw edges that I have folded in are being folded together. And then I'll throw a clip on that one too. All right, so now we can go ahead and start working on this piece here. So what we're gonna do is take both the lining and the exterior, and we're gonna pull the sides out so that the center seam that we sewed lines up with the zipper teeth. So we're gonna do that on both. So this is what it's looking like. And we'll throw some clips on here. And then we're also going to go ahead, oh, I forgot. Let's see, this side is the side that the teeth are closed on. So I'm going to go ahead and put just the normal tab on here. So I'm going to go ahead and insert it on the exterior side. And I'm just going to slide it right in and center it over the zipper teeth. So it's right in there. And I'm just gonna kind of clip sideways. It's kind of hard to clip it, but you get the picture. And then over on this side's a little bit more difficult.
what I should have done is just basted this closed, but I didn't think of that. So if you can get your presser foot inside here, you might be able to baste that, the teeth closed, but otherwise you just kind of have to hold it together. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these aligned just like that. And I can at least get the sides over here aligned and in place. And that kind of helps things hold together a little bit. And then we'll do the lining. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and insert this into the exterior side. So we're just going to kind of shove it down in there. And, ooh, it fell in. No, come back. Yeah, okay. So I have, there we go, centered right in there. And again, I'm just going to try and angle a clip onto here. I don't want to open these up and stick a clip inside here. No, crap. Like I don't want to do one of these because that's just pushing these open. So we'll just kind of angle it as best as we can. There we go. All right, so here is what it's looking like all sandwiched together. And we're just gonna go ahead and sew at 1/4 inch there and 1/4 inch there. And I'm gonna probably backstitch a little bit over the zipper on both of these sides just to kind of reinforce things. So that is what we got with our little opening here. And then we just need to go ahead and trim down the teeth over here. All right, so we just went ahead and just trimmed down the zipper there. You don't want to trim it too close because it will start fraying on the inside and like pull through the fabric. You don't want that. So we just trim down just a little bit. And now we'll go ahead and from that opening that we left in the lining, I'm going to reach in and kind of push my zipper open as far as it'll go. Sorry, bumped the camera. All right, so I'm pushing my zipper open. And then we're just going to reach in and just push that out through the opening. All right, and I like to just give things a tug at this point just to make sure that nothing's fallen apart and I caught everything. So from here I'm just gonna turn it inside out just so that I can top stitch this a little bit easier. It does lay nice and flat, so if you wanted to just do like I think it's a ladder stitch and like hand sew it closed, this is a nice easy seam to be able to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and sew it with my machine because that is faster. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull my exterior out of the way, and it's already kind of pinch and close on its own, but
These clips are too big for this, but just go ahead and sew that closed with my machine. Well, I forgot to move the camera over and actually film that part of it, but I did go ahead and just sew that closed. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and box the corner. So I'm just gonna stick my finger into the side here and then pinch it closed so that this seam that leads to the zipper is kind of centered on that corner, or on that like little triangle. And then I'm just gonna draw a line a 1/2 inch down from the point. So it should be essentially a 1 inch line. And I'm just doing a very faint line right there. I'm just popping a clip on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and sew that. But I'm just gonna do all of them while I'm sitting here. Might as well. All right, so I have all of them clipped, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and sew all of those. Alright, so now we just need to go ahead and turn it right side out. So I'm not even cutting these little things on, or I'm sorry, I'm not even cutting these little things off. I'm just tucking them in, and they just kind of fold into the corner. It's too dark, you can't see that, but it just kind of folds in. If you wanted to cut them, you could either with pinking shears or cut them and then zigzag stitch over top of it. If you were doing a bigger one of these, which I might do in a future video, I'd probably use some binding to cover those, but for this I'm not too worried about it. And there we go. It's a cute little bag. So this is, you know, if you wanted to go for a walk and you didn't feel like taking your, you know, whole keys and everything, you can throw your chapstick in here and a key, or it might fit your debit cards or something like that in it. But yeah, just a cute little boxy pouch, and you can stick it right on your keychain if you want. Again, just, you know, to have the necessities in there with you. And there we go. That is it. All right, so that is the little boxy bag. So it's just a cute, very quick project that probably took me, talking through it, it always takes me longer, but this probably took like maybe 10-15 minutes, something like that. So you can bust out a bunch of these super quick. These would make great, like, I know it's like summer, but this would make great stocking stuffers. So super cute little project, and yeah, great scrap buster. So this is awesome scraps, for scraps. I actually use scraps for this, so yeah, so fun little project. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or again, if you have any tips for other sewers, if this is their first time. This was actually one of the first projects that I ever made when I was learning how to sew. So if you have any pointers for newcomers or newbies, leave them down in the comments down below, and make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for future videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.